SwoleBenji here. Today I'm going to discuss with you the budget tanking build. If you use this budget build, you will be able to tank every dungeon currently in the game, including Lazarus, very easily, very cheaply. Let's get right into it. First off, I want to talk about the spec. Alright, we'll talk about the points in a second, but I want to talk about the weapon spec. Now, what you're seeing here is not what you will be using to tank with. This is what you will be using to level up your sword to 20. That is the very first thing that you will be doing on your journey of being a tank. Because out of all of the weapon masteries in the game, to tank, it heavily relies on you having all of the passives so that you will have as much mitigation as possible. So let me go ahead and show you right now. This is the leveling spec. You pick Whirling Blade, you pick all the passives on the left side. At some point, you're going to get Defiant Stance so that you can self-heal by weapon swapping. When you cast this, and you swap off your weapon, it cancels it, and when it cancels it, you receive that 15% of your max health. This just helps you heal up in between grinding mobs. It doesn't take too long to level swords at 20. I can do it in one sitting once I hit level 60. Don't worry about maxing this out to your level 60. If you level, if you are not level 60 and you are using sword and shield, you will level incredibly slowly. Alright, so this gives you the fastest way to clear mobs and to level up your weapon. So once you do that and you're level 20, then you're going to respec. It's only 50 Azoth, it's not a lot. And then these are the points that you're going to put into. You're going to go Shield Rush. You're going to pick every single passive on this side. All of them, yes, every single one. You're going to also go down 1 point into Shield Rush. You are not getting Intimidating Rush. You're also getting Shield Slam and Intimidating Bash, but you are not getting Concussive Bash, okay? This is a PvP thing. This is purely a PvE build for dungeons, okay? Then you're, of course, getting all the passives for Defiant Stance. Then you're coming over to the Swordmaster. You're getting the one with light attacks and the 10% crit. And that is the tanking build right here, so let me discuss why, okay? So the ultimate gives you more damage reduction for your allies, which is useful in dungeons. This gives you more armor. This gives you more stamina reduction when you block. Reduced damage from magic. 10% reduced damage. Amazing. Alright, when you block an attack, you gain Fortify. That's another 10% damage reduction. This is why having all of this unlocked is very important. Stamina damage from ranged attacks is reduced. Amazing. Another one, you get cooldown reduction when you block. This one is just for more threat generation and damage. Alright, this one is just for more threat generation and damage. This one gains stamina when you hit with Shield Bash or Shield Rush. Now, there's a lot of people that argue, a lot of other YouTubers and some other people in the game that argue that Reverse Stab is better than Shield Bash, and they are wrong, and I'll tell you why they're wrong, okay? So, while Reverse Stab... Oh, I just sold a bunch of stuff. While Reverse Stab is great for doing damage, and when you get this passive down here, it gives you cooldown reduction. The build I'm going to give you, you won't need it. You're going to have as much cooldown reduction as possible, with as much stamina regeneration as possible, and it is going to... It completely negates the need for Reverse Stab, and in heavy tanking situations in Lazarus, you want to have both shield abilities so that you can restore stamina with this passive. This one lets you receive more healing, and that's pretty much it. So now that we have the passives, let me talk about the stats. Now, I don't have the stats set up because I'm not playing a tank right now. Let me just introduce you to my server real quick, okay? So here's the chat, okay? Look at the chat log, 3:30 a.m. This guy is a healer looking for a group. Keep going down the chat, and I'm on the feed, so I can see everything. It's now 4:25, and he leveled up once. He's still looking for a group. This server's completely dead. I think there's 25 people online right now. There are 25 players on my server currently online. That's it. That is, like, there ain't no one doing dungeons. So I'm waiting for mergers. I'm waiting to get the transfer token. I already spent the transfer token coming to this server, so I can't leave. Anyway, guys, we are now moving on to stats, so let me talk about stats. Alright, once you have all the items, you're going to have, I have it written down here, you're going to have 119 strength just from your items, and you'll have a base constitution of 88. So you're going to put all of your points into constitution, which will put you at 278 constitution. That gets you this passive here. And you don't need this passive because who cares about stunning or slowing things longer? You're not stunning or slowing things. You're just generating threat and blocking. That's your goal. That's your role. Okay, so this is pretty pointless. You can swap to lumberjack gear if you want 300 constitution. That's easy to get with this build. You can chop trees, and if you have very high level mining gear, you could just swap to mining gear, and well, you would get almost all the way to 300, not quite. Anyway, so you will deal decent damage for solo play and for group dungeons. You won't have this 5% crit node, but we're going to talk about that. You don't need it. Our items that I'm going to choose for you will completely negate the need to get 50 dexterity, okay, guys? So you'll deal plenty of damage, generate plenty of threat, and you'll be ultra tanky, completely on a budget. Items that you can get all these items I'm going to show you in 1 to 2 days of just grinding. You don't need to buy or craft anything, okay? A lot of my old guides talked a lot about crafting this min-max 600, gear score crap. Ain't no one got time for that. This is the budget version of the tank build. So let's get right into it. The very first things that you will buy, you're going to go to your faction vendor. Whatever, it doesn't matter what faction you are, they all have the same stats, okay? And you want to make sure you have the last rank unlocked, all right? And you are going to buy all of the heavy armor, okay, that has plus strength, plus constitution. I don't know what it's called for the other factions, but for the Covenant, it is called the Adjudicator. And you're going to get this because it has Refreshing, which lowers your max cooldowns. It has Resilient, which mobs, bosses, dungeon monsters can critical hit you. If they hit you from behind for whatever reason, if you're just asleep at the wheel, that is a crit, okay? Also, it has high armor, and it's easily affordable. If you try to... You could craft, technically you can craft everything better than this in the game. This is the budget build. This is the easy mode version. Go do your PvP missions until you unlock the full 5 set of the Covenant Adjudicator Gauntlets. In your case, it'll be Marauder, whatever's, but you can tell it's the right one because it will have plus strength, plus constitution, it will be heavy armor, and it will have refreshing and resilient on it, okay? So buy all of those armor pieces. That is helmet, chest, gloves, boots, and leggings? Yes. Next up, you will then buy your faction sword. Now, let me tell you why you are buying the sword, okay? It has Keen on it, which is the crit chance, which is a huge threat generator. It also has strength on it, but most importantly, it has refreshing move, okay? So attacking one mob with refreshing move, every time you swing your sword, that's 2.5% cooldown reduction, every single hit. If you are hitting multiple mobs, that is multiplied. So let's say you're hitting 3 mobs or 5 mobs at a time. Well, just a few swings, you're going to be able to cast your Defiant Stance over and over and over and over again. This, I can't believe that they put both of these perks on the same weapon. It's insane. Now, for your shield, again, it's from the faction vendor, and it's the Tower Shield. Make sure that you buy the Tower Shield, and here is why you buy the Tower Shield. Not only does the Tower Shield have the most armor and elemental resistance, it also has Sturdy, which gives you less stamina damage while you block, which is the most important thing. But it has Hated, which is not that important, it's not that impressive. When you have your sword here and you put a Carnelian gem into it, that's 300% threat generation, and it enables your taunt abilities, and we're going to talk about that in just a bit, okay? But the reason you pick Tower Shield, it has 50% blocking stability. That is 10% more than the Kite Shield, which is only 40%. What blocking stability is your ability to take less damage when you block. This is the most important thing in group tanking dungeons, okay? If you don't have as much blocking stability, stamina, and stamina regeneration as possible, and I'm going to go over how to get all that, you will be staggered and you will die in Lazarus. And you don't want to die in Lazarus, okay? Especially with a budget build. The cool thing with this budget build, it's so cheap to repair. It's so cheap. That's another bonus of this, okay? So, with all that said, this is going to take quite a lot of grinding for you to unlock, because it's basically 7 pieces from your faction vendor. Now, we are going to talk about the ring, amulet, and earring, okay? Oh, your offhand weapon. Let me talk a little bit about the offhand weapon. there are two choices, and you don't have to get these from the faction vendor. You can just go buy their stat sticks, okay? And what I mean by a stat stick, you want a plus 25 or higher Constitution hatchet and a Void Gauntlet. Okay, so let me talk about that real quick. Let's just get right into that now. The reason you want a hatchet with plus 25 Constitution and an open socket for a Carnelian gem is because Berserk, when you taunt with it, this is the best taunt in the game besides Defiant Stance. It is an 8-second taunt with 8-meter range, and the great thing about using a hatchet or Berserk, well, Berserk makes you uninterruptible. You also get the passive where you can't literally die, so you can actually switch to your hatchet if you're about to die, and then you technically die, but you're still alive, and then your healer can wake up and top you back off again. Alright, but this also increases your run speed, so it helps you run up to enemies, and then cast Berserk and taunt them, and then run back to your corner to tank, okay? This is the best taunting weapon besides the sword and shield. So you just use this to taunt. You can also use it to self-heal in between pulls if you want. You could also mainly you're just using it to taunt. Now, the Void Gauntlet is either if your party does not have a Void Gauntlet, or you are on a tough boss. The Void Gauntlet is your stamina battery. So I've talked about this in a previous video, but let me talk about it again. You're going to pick, most of the perks that you're looking at do not matter. The same thing with Hatchet. Let's talk about Hatchet again. All you want to do is get Berserk and get everything down here in the Berserk tree. At some point you want to get Defied Death. That's it. That's all you need. And you just put a Carnelian gem in your Hatchet. Make sure it has 25 or higher Constitution. And then you just taunt with it. That's it. Now, Void Gauntlet, same thing. Just get one with plus 25 Constitution and an open sock. You actually don't have a taunt on this weapon. You don't even need it to be gemmed, okay? And like I said, this is just for bosses or if your party does not have one. You're going to get Oblivion, okay? This puts a big purple circle on the ground wherever you cast it. And then your attacks in the circle, once you switch back to your sword and shield, the purple circle will stay on the ground. And when you hit enemies, they become weakened, so they deal less damage to you. That's great. But the main thing is plus 15 stamina per second for you and your friends while inside the circle. So you can hold block, and you will regenerate stamina. But wait, there's more. Over here, you have Essence Rupture. Now, the great thing about this is this gives your entire party DPS, as in your damage dealers. They will heal themselves when they attack once you flag this on the boss, okay? Once you hit the boss with this, 10 seconds, all your DPS are topped off because they're critting for thousands of damage. But you also get 15 stamina when you hit the target. Now, I know what you're thinking, but SwoleBenji, I'm the tank. I'm not going to be hitting the target. I'm going to be holding my block button. That is true, but also, this triggers from Oblivion, and Oblivion is a damage over time circle. So, you're effectively regenerating 30 stamina every second while you're blocking, okay? And then if your healer is spec'd correctly and using the proper abilities, you will be receiving stamina from your healer as well. And this is what makes you pretty much unkillable in Lazarus, okay? Also, if you get this perk after it runs out, then you get some healing. It's not really that much. But essentially, this is for bosses or if your party does not have one. If one of your DPS is using Void Gauntlet, you don't even have to worry about this because they will drop Oblivion for you and they will tag with Essence Rupture for you. And you're completely covered, okay? So that is it for the weapons. Now, let's wrap this up and talk about the earring, amulet, and ring. Okay, now for this, I'm going to have to drag out some web pages for you because I don't currently have these. Because like I said, I'm not really super working on a tank set due to my dead server status. So, the first item here is the Inquisitor's Verdict. This is the amulet, alright? And you should be able to see that on your screen there. Can I make this bigger? Let's see. Yes, I can. Alright, so this is a 15 strength. It's got some luck on it. That's not really the best. It has plus health, and this is the big one for amulets. Stamina recovery. If you are hit while below 50% life, you will gain a whole buttload of stamina, which will save your life on boss fights. This is the big lifesaver right here, okay? Is this stamina recovery. Alright, awesome. So that's the amulet, but let me show you where you get it, because it's really easy. Let me reset my zoom here, and then I'll drag this over and get it on the screen for you in just a sec. So, Inquisitor Matthias. This is a level 34 mob. He's so easy to kill. He spawns every 6 minutes, and this is where he's at in the world, okay? So, this is Brightwood at the top left corner of Brightwood. He spawns right here in this little zone, and I'm going to show you in the game real quick too, okay? So, let's use the in-game map real quick. Click that. So, we're going to go up here to Brightwood, and we're going to zoom in, and he's like right there. The easiest way to get there is you go to Ebon Scale Reach, you take the Lover's Shrine, and you just travel east, and then you just go into this little yellow circle thing, and it's a 6-minute respawn. You just kill him, and it will drop, okay? Next up, what else do we have? We have another one, the Charm of the Conch Song, alright? So check this item out, guys. This one is the earring. Now, the stats aren't super impressive. It does have a nice gem in it for damage reduction, but this has regeneration and refreshing. Refreshing is super important. All of your armor pieces have refreshing. Now your amulet does. Or, I'm sorry, your earring does. And something sold. What sold? Hold on. Fibers. Okay, I sold some fibers. Nice. Anyway, so you're going to get this, and this is another mob that you kill. And that is, the name is really weird. It's like, it's the Shark. We're just going to call him the Shark. And this person is located right here on this little boat. And this is in Restless Shore. Okay, so let's look at it. This is a 1-minute respawn, by the way. So let's look at it on the map. You're going to go to Restless Shore. And the fastest way to get there is going to actually be from town. Or the fast travel might work too. Either way, you're going to go up in kind of in the middle of the zone here, and you're going to go to this little boat called Minnow's Revenge, and you're going to go to this third island. He's right there, right in here. 1-minute respawns, super easy to get. It is not that rare of a drop. Again, this is a budget. There are better items out there. Yes, there are, but this is the budget, easy to get version. You don't have to buy or craft anything. You can do this on a brand new account, on a brand new character in one sitting. And then finally, guys, we are getting to the ring. And you could probably buy a better ring on the market, but this is the easy one to get. And it is called the Memory of Antonio. And the reason we get this is because of Keen Awareness, which gives you crit, it gives you strength, but it gives you Hardy. That is 8.2% to your maximum stamina. That gives you 108 stamina. Alright, and that is very important. That is blocking 1 to 2 extra attacks right there. And that is huge, especially whenever you have stamina restorative things popping off on you. You want to have as much stamina as possible. You want to be able to crit for more threat generation. It's also strength, so you deal more damage. And you got the slash ward for more damage reduction. This is so easy to get, guys. Now, here is where it's at. It's in Morningdale. So you're going to go to Morningdale. You're going to go to the settlement, okay? And just east of the settlement, there's a little tower here. He's right here in the tower. He's a 6-minute respawn. Right outside of town, you just travel right down the road, and you camp them. And there you go. Now, for those that made it this far in the video, I want to give you a little insider trick that I learned, okay? This one's still secret. I don't think Reddit has figured this one out yet. I don't think other YouTubers have reported on this. So, Amazon, a long time ago, talked about how they have this scaling system within the game's code that if you're consistently unlucky, you will slowly gain luck until you get a good drop, and then it will return to normal. So what this allows players to do is to force rare drops on anything they want. And here is how you do it. This is my thanks to you for watching this far into the video. So to do it, you have to not play the game. I'm not trolling. This is in the game's code. Okay? To get this luck secret unlock, you have to don't even log into the game. Do not play the game for 24 entire hours, okay? And after that 24 hours, your character will be flagged to have its luck almost maxed out, not quite, but your internal luck score will be so damn high that the next thing that you loot will almost always give you the rarest possible drop in that loot table. So what that means is if I don't play for 24 real-life hours, and then I log in and mine orichalcum nodes with all my luck gear on, I will almost always get a void ore in the first 4 or 5 nodes that I mine. But let me tell you something. You don't want to accidentally go skin an animal or loot a chest, because then you will get a possible rare drop from that loot table, which will then reset your luck back down to normal. So this is how players are able to get stacked decks and loaded dice and stuff like that, because what they do is they don't play for a whole day. They log in, and the first thing they loot is a Merc Guard Elite chest. And that is how they are getting these super ultra rare drops very easily. This is how they're getting void ores very easily. So what you can do with this information is, if you don't want to camp these bosses, simply don't play for a day. Maybe you have other things to do. Then you log in, you kill the boss, you get the rare drop, and ta-da! Your gearing is complete. So, guys, this is the budget tanking build. And I'm SwoleBenji. Thanks for watching. As always, be a bro and stay swole. I'm sorry that I don't have the gear to demonstrate it to you, okay? I actually had the gear, and then I converted it to intelligence because I was needed as a spellcaster in wars, but now the server's dead, and a lot of people are quitting, and this game doesn't get a lot of views anymore. But I wanted to share with you the budget build, and I hope this helped you out in case you're on one of those, you know, big servers like Eden or Valhalla. Maybe Olympus is still big. I don't know. This guy he's still trying to, it's 5 a.m., he's still trying to get Amrine going, dude. He's been trying for, oh man, an hour and a half. I feel so bad. I could just carry him. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Enjoy being on a budget tank. You can use this build to completely tank Lazarus very easily. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I try to make a video every day. This one's a little last minute, right before upload time. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Take care.